LaQuinston, would you say that last weekend's performance against LSU was the best with the offensive line so far this year?
Yeah, it was the best. Everybody getting better every day. Their job, doing what they're supposed to do, and we keep elevating from there.
How much you think it had to do with just getting used to each other? Because I know a lot of guys were back this year, but a lot of you are playing different positions. How is that chemistry and camaraderie coming along?
Everybody trying to get better every day, doing what they don't do, trying things they got like with their weak at, trying to get stronger at that.
How are you feeling at center?
I feel pretty good at center. I'm still adjusting, but I'm getting comfortable.
You and Will are the only two guys on the team that have played every snap. I mean, how much is your, I guess, summer conditioning kind of working out here?
Oh, it's working out great. I mean, we work hard here. So.
What's that chemistry between you and Will like thus far this season?
Oh, we're pretty cool. You know, we hang out every day, do what we do.
What do you think about yourself at center? What's maybe the area that you still need to work on the most?
Well, just playing hard. Put it like that, playing hard.
What's been like in terms of just like getting used to that position? I mean, what's been maybe the easiest thing, the hardest thing about like adapting to
the
that?
hardest thing for me was snapping the ball and getting contact, but I'm getting used to it now.
Did you kind of set a number at some point off season, like amount of snaps you try to take every day or something?
No,
just
at least try to get 100 or more.
What do you see from Texas A&M's front line? I know they're pretty experienced up there.
I mean, they're pretty good, but we also gonna work too.
When you look at this team, obviously it's had its moments where they almost kind of found ways to lose rather than the other team finding ways to win. How does the offense or defense, either side, put a stop to that? I mean,
say it again. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Basically expecting to win. I mean, how does that change rather than waiting on something bad to happen in games?
I mean, we got to be confident about going down there and score instead of hoping. We got to do what we have to do.
Talk about your course. You know, could you have thought, you know, you've taken this winding course to get here, and then you could have left already by now. What's it like being knee deep into the season, thinking, I'm still playing college football, I'm still doing what I love?
I'm trusting the process. I'm doing something that I love. I'm still trying to pursue, you know.
What do you expect from the environment down there at Calfield?
I mean, I know it's a loud environment. You know, everybody got to be locked in, have their head on straight.
Is that going to be a good learning experience almost for this kind of a young team? There's a lot of guys that haven't been in an environment that big.
It will. Like, some guys be jittery, but they got ball. It's how we there, the ball.
What's it like being an old guy on a young team?
Being the head guy, you know, being the voice of the young guys, telling them what to do here and there, getting them boys on the right page.
What have you noticed from Scott Lashley? Obviously, sophomore, but has a lot of starts at left tackle already. He's been doing pretty well.
Talking about Charles Cross?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's good. Yeah, my boy Charles, pretty good. He elevating every day, everything he do. Try to mold myself around him. He's a good guy.
Growing up in Columbus, you talked about being a state fan. What's it been like playing in front of this crowd and the games that you've been
in? It's a family environment. Like, you come around, you feel like home. Everywhere you go around, everybody treats you like, you know, you're at home.
You're able to see a lot of family and stuff from
close by? It's a blessing to have my family to come, like, close by so I can just come to the game.
Last time out, LaQuinston, you guys ran the ball more and had more success than you've had this year. What do you think the reason was? Was it the looks that LSU was giving y'all, or just the fact Woody was back? Or?
No, I guess it was just the looks. Everybody was just taking chances of opportunity, you know.
How much confidence did it build? Just LSU leads the country in sacks. Just to be able to kind of keep them away from Will for most of the game. How much confidence does that give that unit, I think?
I mean, it wasn't necessarily like just a confident thing. Everybody's just doing their job. Everybody's staying on one accord. Everybody trusting themselves, you know.
A lot of JUCO guys here on the team. What does that say about the JUCO circuit here?
Say it again.
What does the fact that there's so many JUCO guys on the team say about the MACCC and what that means about the state and the JUCO circuit here?
I mean, JUCO, you can go there, you can do what you do to like succeed, and you also can fail at that. But you gotta do the right things to get here, you know.
What do you mean by that?
D1, like get D1. You just can't go there and lollygag, cause like when you come from JUCO, man, you shorted. You already shorted. You come here, you got 2 years basically. Not even that, you know. So.
Jaden, another, I guess, run-first offense that y'all are facing. What have you seen from their offensive line and their running backs?
I just seen that, like, they try to get ahead of you, cut you off, and the running backs are real, like, explosive and stuff. So we're gonna have to, be how we have been already. Just stopping the run and being where we're supposed to be to make big plays.
And its offensive line has struggled a lot. They've had some injuries. How important is getting pressure on a young quarterback like their backup that they've got starting on Saturday?
I feel like it's going to be very important because, for one, we want to step our game up and show that we can do like what we haven't been doing in the first place, and it'll be a better boost for us and have us, in the right game.
You talk about stepping your game. What are you and the other defensive linemen doing to raise your game, get more pressure on the passer?
Working on our pass rush moves, working on better steps, because with anything, it's always working on your steps, because you're like, if a half inch, then you could be behind and then you won't be able to get to the spot.
You guys know you can get to the passer. You saw it last year. You know you got the talent. What's kind of holding y'all back this year?
I just feel like we've been thinking too much, and they've just been, having a pause on what we want to do. So, we just got to be out there and be free.
And when it comes together?
Yeah, when it comes together, then we can show everybody that we can all make big plays.
How close do you think it is to coming together in that pass?
I feel like it's very close. Like, we've been putting in a lot of work, and with Coach Phelps, he makes sure that we work on everything that we need to, and I feel like we're doing a great job at stepping closer to being where we need to be.
What have you seen from Zach Calzada, the Texas A&M quarterback, if you've had a chance to look at him yet?
I've seen that he likes to hold the ball a lot, and that'll be a perfect chance for us to get to him and make plays.
Have you been kind of surprised that Aaron Odom's emergence, not the way he's playing, but the fact that I think he missed, the first 2.5, 3 weeks of training camp, and how quickly he came back and how quickly he made an impact on that D-line rotation?
Yeah, I knew A.O. was going to, make a bigger impact whenever he came back, because A.O.'s a type of guy that, likes to put in all the effort that he can, because he's just that kind of humble guy.
Talk about playing alongside Cam. What's that like?
It's a great opportunity, because Cam is a real strong person, and he just makes it better and easier for us to get other people out the way. So I feel like it's a great experience.
Could y'all almost interchange positions, you two?
Yeah, we can, because I can play a little nose sometimes, and he can play a little end/tackle sometimes too.
You've seen what this secondary can do when a ball gets out there and they get their hands on it. Is that more incentive for the front line to just get after it and make them throw some bad balls?
Yeah, it is. We feel like we need to do that a lot, so we can get the defense out the field and have our legs fresh and stuff, so we can be able to make more plays and get the ball to them if we need them to get it again.
What's it been like playing with Jalen Green this year?
It's been a great experience. When he came in, then I was like, I didn't know who he was. I never heard of him. But then when he started practicing with us, then I feel like he was going to be a great part of the team.
Do you think he's motivated playing in his home state this weekend, going back there?
Yeah, I think he'll be very motivated and putting out all his effort to do what he can do.
What's the difference in the team's mindset when they go on the road, especially an SEC road game?
I feel like I just feel like that everybody just feel like they need to play harder to show people out of state that we are a big bad team that can do anything we can possibly do.
What's the conversation like as a defense when big plays still crop up every once in a while? How do you go about looking at that and trying to cut it out in the future?
Say that again.
When big plays still happen, as a team, what's the kind of conversation like to make sure that doesn't continue?
We just, try to pick each other up and make sure that, make sure everybody in the right spot to not let anything big come up, or for one, in practice we try to go over things that we see on film and stuff, and that could be a possibly big play, and we try to correct that before we even get to that point.
How big is run defense this week against a guy like Isaiah Spiller?
It's gonna be. I feel like we can stop anything that comes towards us. So, but we still gonna have to be humble, and stop whatever he gives to us.
Obviously, it's a tough assignment, but is there a little bit of extra excitement too to face a guy like that who has some NFL attention?
Yeah, it is, because it's just like you said, he gonna have NFL attention, and it's trying to play against somebody that's in the NFL already. So it's gonna be a good experience, really.
Collin, when you watch the film, obviously this secondary's had a bust or two that's allowed the opposing teams to get big plays. What are you seeing on film, and how correctable is it?
Really what I'm seeing on film is just lack of discipline on our part, a lack of detail, focusing on small details. I mean, secondary, the margin of error is as small as it can get, especially in the league that we play in. I mean, these guys everybody's good. I mean, even the non-conference guys we play are just as good as the conference guys we play. So, I mean, from game one to the Egg Bowl you got to be on your P's and Q's. So, last game I just saw a lot of lack of discipline, lack of focus on details, and we're working on that each and every day. And in the meeting room, spare time, watching extra film, out here on the field, just making sure we're dialed in even when we're tired.
You mentioned the thin margin of error. How critical is that when Arnett sends a house on blitzes and you miss and you leave those guys out there one-on-one? I mean, we saw that a couple times this past weekend too.
I mean, it's very slim, especially in man. I mean, zone is pretty slim as well, but in man, it's 1 versus 1, man versus man. So your margin of error, slipping, tripping up, bad hand placement, just, those little bitty things, bad eyes, those little things is the difference between a PBU and an interception or a catch and a PBU. So, but that also shows that Coach Arnett has a lot of confidence in us. And, we want him to continue to have confidence in us. So, we got to show up and play ball.
You mentioned the lack of discipline at times. Like, how does that crop up, and how do you kind of fix it? Like, what do you guys do to make sure that isn't an issue going forward?
Just put in the extra time. We all know that we're in school right now, so, academics is always first. But, in between classes, if you have time, or after classes, if you have time between classes and meetings, coming up in the film room, getting a little extra film study in, asking coaches questions, making up scenarios while you're watching film, like how would I guard this if I'm in this? Just different things like that, just kind of narrowing everything down to something real small. Just doing the little small details each and every day is going to help you in the game.
Making up those scenarios, does that help you, like, when in the heat of the moment, I guess, you don't have to think as much when you already have it kind of in your head?
Yeah, that's where film study comes watching in. I know with myself, I take pride in trying to watch as much film as possible and trying to pick up on certain keys on offenses and stuff like that. If you study enough, it'll help you in the game, just, seeing different keys, seeing where people are lined up, seeing, what formation offenses are in. It can help you narrow down what you could get on a certain situation.
How close do you think this team is to putting it all together?
I feel like these past 2 games have showed you how close we really are. These past 2 games, I don't think we've lost by more than 5 points. It's a good Memphis team when we were at their house and everything like that, and then come back home and we face a good team in LSU. We're that close to winning, So, every game is decided between 3 to 4 plays, and you watch film and you can see those 3 to 4 plays clear as day. So when you can take a 70-play game and minimize it to 4 plays and see where you messed up and see how that could have possibly caused you the game, that just shows you how close you really are to being where you want to be.
What have you seen from A&M's receivers so far on film?
Elusive, super fast. Quarterback's got an electric arm, can pretty much pinpoint it on any point of the field. Just like every week, we got serious respect for him, and we know what we got to do to stop him. But execution is everything. And like you were saying earlier, the margin is very small versus these guys. They're really good route runners, and they every single one of them from one side of the field to the other side of the field has speed. So margin of error just keeps getting smaller and smaller. So that means we just got to be more sharp on our tools and more sharp on our execution.
What about last year was weird with COVID and all, and this is probably the first big-time road environment a lot of these guys have ever seen. I know you've seen it, but it's going to be like going back into that probably for you, first time since 2019.
It's definitely going to be eye-opening. You don't really walk into too many stadiums where they got 100,000 plus. So it's going to be eye-opening, but at the same time, as a competitor and as a as just a lover of football and college football, I mean, you just got to enjoy it. I mean, you got to look at it on the bright side and just say, like, you know, not everybody gets to do this. You know, take advantage of opportunities and just enjoy playing the game and embrace the opportunity pretty much.
Cameron Richardson stepped in there late for Emmanuel when he went out. I think it was only one series. But what have you kind of seen from him in practices in fall camp to have some belief if you have to get some more snaps?
Oh, yeah. No, DCam is I feel like from, you know, my eyes, I mean, I feel like he's made some good strides. I mean, he's become a lot more confident in zone and in man. I mean, the guy has insane speed. So, you know, with him just having that speed and adding on the confidence into that, I feel like the sky's the limit for the guy. He's just, you know, he's going to keep working just like all of us. But I feel like he's made some serious strides since he's gotten here.
That one breakdown against LSU, I think it was late in the third quarter where, you know, it looked like Sean Preston, you guys got some confusing coverage. What happened on that play there?
You know, just miscommunication. You know, just not being in the right place at the right time. You know, we came in and got it fixed. So, you know, we look forward to putting it back on tape the right way versus A&M. But it's just not being in the right place at the right time and not being disciplined with our eyes and stuff like that. Just little things that can cause a big play like that. So, you know, nothing that's not fixable for sure. I mean, we came in and fixed it on Sunday, made sure everybody was okay with it. And so, you know, when we get it in the near future, we'll make sure that we do the right thing.
It seemed like you guys were talking about it right away on the sideline after the play happened. I mean, how important is it that, you know, you guys can have that conversation, flush it out right away, and then move on, you know, during the game?
Super important. I mean, at the DB position, it's one of those positions where you can have perfect coverage and still lose, you know. You know, that just shows where you got to have short-term memory. I mean, because with our defense, you're going to get chewed out by the coaches, and you're probably going to get chewed out by your own players. I mean, that's just, we hold each other accountable like that. I mean, we got linebackers chewing out DBs. We got DBs chewing out linebackers and D-line and vice versa. So, I mean, that's just how it is, and that's how you would want it to be. So it's very important to be able to come on the sideline, you know, get what you deserve, get the butt chewing, learn your lesson, get it right, and then forget about it, come out the next drive and execute it. It's very important.
How much easier, I guess, does it make it when a coach chews you out when you know that one of your teammates will let you know first, kind of ease it for you a little bit?
I mean, I think we're all kind of used to it. So, you know, a butt chewing is a butt chewing. You don't really want it, but I mean, you know you're getting it twice. You know you're going to get it twice and probably 3 times because Coach Annette will see you first, then your position coach will see you next, and then your teammate's going to see you next. So,
I'm assuming you probably got some while you were younger. I mean, how much do you kind of see that now paying off?
Oh, I feel like it pays off a lot. I mean, it's just, you know, we're a team that's all about leading, you know, with the players and not with the coaches. You know, the coaches can feed you information, feed you keys, feed you tools, but it's on us to put it out there on the field and lead. So when your teammates come up to you and, you know, cheering you out, making sure you're back in line, you know, if you're a real competitor, you will want that. You know, you want your teammates to get on to you because that's just going to make you better. And that's just going to make you closer as a group, too.
Jalen Green came in as a corner, but he's been doing a pretty good job at safety. Just how impressive has it been to see him kind of make that? It's not a huge switch, but make that switch and kind of fit in immediately.
I feel like it's super impressive, honestly. I mean, with him being a corner, you know, it's man-to-man is man-to-man, zone to zone. But it's a little bit different. I mean, it's a little bit more space in the inside. You got a lot of room to cover. And then it's just like a different mindset, especially where he's playing. I mean, it's just in that boundary, it's real physical, very compact. I mean, you're shedding guards and tackles, you know, guys that are 100 pounds more than you. So, you know, from him to come from corner and then coming to safety and not really miss too much of a beat I feel like that's pretty impressive.
You mentioned him kind of get into backfield there also against NC State. I mean, he was up near the line recovering that fumble that Johnson forced. I mean, just how athletic is he? How does he get around the field, you know, so quickly?
Honestly, I feel like it's, you know, of course, athleticism and him being, you know, just having a knack for the football. But at the same time, I feel like it's Coach Washington and Coach Arnett. I mean, running to the ball every snap. You know, even if the ball's on the ground 30 yards away, go scoop it up. You know, just little things like that in practice that we do each and every day. is going to translate to the field, because if you can do it in practice, it becomes easy in the game because it's second nature. So, just little things like running to the ball in practice, the ball touches the ground, scoop it up, no matter how far away you are from it, hustling to the line, getting ready for the next play. Just little stuff like that can translate to the game, and as we can see, it's translated a lot for him. So,
Jalen talked about the violence in this defense. Do you see that from him when he's playing on the field?
Yeah. I feel like our whole defense is we kind of take on the personality of Coach Arnett, which is on the edge and play fast and play physical. And I feel like our defense is also defense to call you out if you don't play hard enough. There's been multiple times where, our own teammates get on to us for not running to the ball fast enough or not hitting the guy hard enough. Little stuff like that. So, when you can take on the identity of a guy like Coach Arnett, who's intense 24/7, especially during the game, and preaches hard-nosed football, I think it can show in your play.
What do you feel like it does for morale? I guess looking at last year and then looking at this year, you are 2-2, but the only 2 games you've lost by 2 points and 3 points. You can tell that, like you said, you're just right there, and you've made so much more progress than I guess a lot of people would give this team credit for.
No, it's these past 2 losses, they've hurt. Because we know how close we've been. But sometimes you can look at it at, wow, that hurt. That we're gonna take that on the chin, or you can look at it as we're that close. We're one mistake away from winning big-time ball games, or we're one more detail away from winning big-time ball games. And in the SEC, not every snap is not guaranteed. Every game is not guaranteed. So just playing with detail, playing with focus every snap is so important, as you can see in these past 2 ball games that we played, because we've lost by such small margin. So, a lot of people have been looking at it as like, we've got a problem, but I think in the facilities we've been preaching like, don't panic. We're that close. We're one detail away. We're one play away. Just little things, just focusing from the time we run out the tunnel to the time we walk back in the home. So, I feel like as a team, we take those losses on chin, and we have serious respect for Memphis and for LSU, but at the same time, we recognize how close we are to being a really good team.